everybody.
Good morning. It's snowing again, which is beautiful. We wish we were skiing, but we've got a jam-packed day again today.
Yep.
And we had planned to mill our countertops.
Which we're still gonna do, but in the snow.
Outside, in the cold. James reckons it'll take him about 4 hours, so
If we're lucky, it'll take us 4 hours.
hopefully it's not too cold.
Hopefully we get it done by dark.
I've got some odd projects to do inside the trailer. I'm gonna be doing some fiberglassing, painting, and sanding.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You might be thinking, why are you guys doing this? Well, we don't have a workshop here. We're just staying at our friend's place and it's winter. So, ta-da, we have a makeshift workshop. I'm actually pretty proud with what we just rigged up here using ladders, trees, a tarp, and an aluminum box.
It's gonna do the trick, I think. It's gonna keep the wood dry and the snow off the things as we cut them. Good job.
So this is the beautiful piece of walnut we have picked out for our countertops.
It's 15.4 board feet. Being walnut, it's a nice hard wood. It's got a close grain structure in it. So once we mill it all up into 1/4 veneer, I think it's gonna make a gorgeous countertop. We're hoping that with a little patience and a little bit of luck, we'll be able to make something really beautiful out of it. We just cut up our walnut into 2-foot-long blocks, and from here we're going to break it down further into 3/16 slices of veneer. If you want to come over here, I'll explain a little bit of what we're doing. So we're going to split this up into 2-inch sticks like this, and we'll do that in one pass so that we have this face and this face and this face all being square, and then we'll come back through and cut our veneer in little slabs like this, so that we have a preserved face grain that when we lay it all out, it should look quite attractive, I think. What do you reckon?
I think it's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait.
I love the woodshed here. Well, it looks straight to the eye, but it is not. Whenever you cut wood down to this thinness, there is always a little bit of twist that comes out in the wood. So I made up this little jointing jig, and we're just going to joint the faces of each side so that they're parallel to each other, so that when we laminate up our counters, they're going to all fit nicely without any gaps. So you can see on this piece of wood that it's touching at this end and it's touching at this end, but there's a gap here in the middle, so the wood is slightly bowed out like this. So when we run it through our table saw, we're gonna shave this edge nice and flat, so that when we flip the piece of wood over and run it through the other way, we'll be cutting a parallel edge to the edge we've just straightened. And we're gonna do that for all of the pieces. It's a bit of work to do because we've got about 120 pieces of these to do, 2 faces for each piece, which is about 240 cuts. And I got to keep all the orientations around the right way so I don't get them confused and end up cutting the same side twice, which would just then triple the amount of work that I actually have to do. So it's a little tedious, but you know, you just got to set up a system and just kind of be methodical and meticulous about what you're doing, one step at a time.
Numerous reasons why we made the transition to tiny home living. Simply put, we wanted to live more minimally, sustainably, and intentionally. We desired a lifestyle that was more deeply connected to nature, to be more mindful of our impact and the resources we rely on daily. It's important to us to live within our means, and with our passion for adventure, we wanted to have more financial freedom in the future so that we could wander freely. We had been living minimally for a few years, in small apartments and trailers that weren't our own. To build our own tiny home, craft it with our own 2 hands, was truly incredible. Most days during the build were really tough. We were exhausted, frustrated, and so uncomfortable. But this snowy day spent milling wood helped to remind us why we were doing it all in the first place. Because of this, our countertops are our favorite element of our tiny home. We often admire them and think back to this day when we crafted them together under the shelter of this beautiful forest canopy.